When your only directing credits are Cabin in the Woods and The Good Place, let's just say you have my attention. Bad Times at the El Royale is Drew Goddard's long-awaited follow-up to Cabin in the Woods. Tells us the story of several strangers who find themselves at a hotel on the border of California and Nevada, where secrets inhabit the rooms just as much as the guests do. Jeff Bridges, John Hamm, Chris Hemsworth, Dakota Johnson, and more come together to tell a darkly mysterious story with lots of surprises. Well, which side of the hotel did I stay on? Well, let's find out with 5 things you might want to know about Bad Times at the El Royale. Whichever side of the hotel represents having an amazing time, that's the side I stayed in. I think this is a really good movie. Drew Goddard is so great. Well, here's what's interesting, and we'll start here. You can really tell his influences in this movie. It's this beautifully combined gumbo of the visual suspense of Hitchcock, the music and mayhem of Tarantino, the quirkiness of the Coen brothers. Like, you can see all these bits and pieces of these different directors, by the way, most of whom I love. Not a huge Tarantino fan, but the parts he takes from Tarantino in here, I actually do enjoy. But here's the secret of the success of this, is it never feels like it's paint by numbers, connect the dots. It feels like its own thing. This movie really feels like a Drew Goddard film, and that those other directors and those other styles and those other things are just pieces of his toolbox that he's trained with and been able to use to make a movie like this. This is talented, artistic filmmaking, and I'm always going to love that. The other thing that makes this movie distinctly amazing is the music in this. The lead character, Darlene Sweet is the character's name, played by Cynthia Erivo, I believe. Maybe it's Erivo. I'm going to guess Erivo. She is phenomenal. And here's the thing, not just an incredible singer, but also a phenomenal actress in this thing. This is influenced almost entirely by Motown. There's a few other musical choices here, and they serve a story purpose. But the way that this movie pays homage to Motown and uses these a cappella arrangements of some of these Motown songs to build the energy and suspense and mystery and creepiness of what's going on, I found absolutely glorious. I love the way that this movie uses the music. I love the music that this movie is using, and I think it all comes together with her performance to be something really, really special. There's another reason I'm becoming a huge Drew Goddard fan, even with just one film in his back pocket, well, 2, including this one, and also The Good Place. Man, he really gets how to tell a story in a meaningful and thematic way. There's a beautiful theme in this movie about picking a side, about choices, right down to the hotel itself. Do you stay in Nevada? Do you stay in California? There's coin flips, there's roulette wheels. There's specific, almost literal moments where someone is preaching the message of this movie in a way that is evil, but also good, which itself plays into the theme. It's kind of mind-blowing how deep and beautiful the theme of this movie is. And man, because of that, the movie isn't afraid to mean something. It isn't afraid to be emotional. Goddard really gets the idea of layering these things in, and he's an absolutely brilliant writer, and it's all on display in this movie. So you can already tell I really enjoyed this movie. I don't know if it's for everyone, though. I'm going to start here with a caution. This is actually something I didn't mind at all, and I loved, but might be a turnoff to some. The tone in this is very unique. It's kind of this deliberate, old-school storytelling method, which I loved, but there's something very straightforward about it, even though it's telling a twisty story with some surprises, some turns, and information given in interesting ways. But it's doing it where it's taking a nonlinear timeline in some cases. All of that adds together to create almost this old school narrative, which I kind of found refreshing, but you might find a little bit off-putting. I just wanted to let you know about that because it is something that you'll feel in every moment of the movie. Which actually brings me to the one thing about the movie that I might call a negative. In fact, I am calling it a negative in this review right here that you're watching. The movie feels a little long to me. It feels, I'm going to say 20 to about 20 minutes too long. It just feels like there's a couple scenes here or there that could have gone. They're great scenes. They're brilliant, but there's a phrase about killing your babies in art where this idea that these things that you've grown to love sometimes just have to fall by the wayside. I think Goddard could have done that maybe just a tad more in this movie, tightened it up a little bit. Now, if you're into this world as much as I was, believe me, it's not like it's a distracting kind of feeling its length. It's just a long movie. If you're not into it like I was, it's going to feel even more long. So the tone fits okay with that kind of lengthy storytelling, but still you're going to feel it. Overall, though, I was having such a great time with this movie. That really didn't bother me all that much. I give the movie an A-. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the best ever challenge here in a bit. Before we do, though, let's connect further. Hit me up on Twitter, Aaron Dicer, Aarondicer. Actually letting Twitter followers pick a lot of these reviews. And in fact, thank you for picking this one for this week. This is the one that won the poll. And I'm glad it did, because I'm glad I got a chance to see it. So hop on Twitter, at Aaron Dicer, Aarondicer, if you want to help pick the movies for the weeks when I kind of throw some choices up there. Also, feel free to subscribe and ring the bell, as they say on YouTube. There's a little alert bell there. That makes sure you know when every single review comes out, so you don't miss any. So just click the bell on that. Also, leave comments, have fun there, all that kind of stuff. And if you listen to podcasts, I'd highly encourage you to check out SiftPop, SiftPop. It's our weekly pop culture podcast. And actually, here in the near future, you may be hearing some things about the podcast and this YouTube channel kind of coming together under the SiftPop brand. So it's going to be an interesting next year here, I think, at Your Movie Friend and SiftPop. So we're having a good time, growing, having fun. And you know what? We couldn't do without you. In fact, one of the reasons we're able to do it is because of your support at Patreon. Patreon.com/YourMovieFriend, which might be changing soon to /SiftPop, but it hasn't yet. But Patreon is the place where I go and I look and I'm just humbled that you would support. $3 a month gets you in some fun perks. We have like a monthly hangout where you get to ask the questions, all that kind of fun stuff. So check it out all at patreon.com/YourMovieFriend. And thank you so much for supporting. All right, let's do the best ever challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to identify my choice. Let's go with best ever movies that feature a hotel. Best ever hotel movies. I'm going to go with the obvious one that only a mother could love, and maybe not even her, because she's dead. Take a guess at mine in the comments. First person to get it right will get a point. I'd love to hear your choice there as well. And as always, I'll give you a few extra seconds to hit subscribe and maybe click that alert bell. All you got to do is click my face.